In the previous episode, we started reading the Promethea saga, and now we are going to continue with the second episode, which is based on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic number 18. Remember that in one of the videos I told you about the timeline of all the comics, and we also talked about the comics that we had already read in this channel, but also about the ones we were currently reading. So, you can be sure of what we are going to read today. This comic belongs to Promethea, which has 8 episodes before starting with the next saga, and for now this comic today would be the second one, so we would only have 6 comics left to read. If you want to listen to the previous episode, I'll leave you the link in the comments, and if you haven't seen any of the comics yet, you can start with the Green Ranger saga that I'll also leave you the link in the description. Grace Sterling, the owner of Promethea, meets the Rangers as she gets off a helicopter and tells them that she needs to talk something urgent with them. She also says that since she was in Dubai, it occurred to her that she could take the opportunity to talk to them in person since they were in that very place. She then explains to them that there are 2 airline pilots who got lost near a place that is hidden due to a dense fog, and they have not been able to get communication with them. That strange place does not appear on any map and seems to be invisible to the naked eye. Billy says that the fog is like an illusion to deceive, and then Grace shows them that there are strange creatures in that place, but the Rangers manage to identify that one of those creatures is Finster. This is why Grace wanted to inform the Rangers, as she thinks that this situation is not at the level of the government and the Rangers are the most suitable to take care of everything. After this conversation, the Rangers decide to teleport to this strange place and discover that all the architecture is a combination of the 18th century and the medieval era. Another very peculiar detail is that even though all the architecture is very old, everything looks as if it is new, and this increases the curiosity of the Rangers. Another thing that the Rangers discover is that the place seems to be empty and that it is almost impossible that any other person could reach that place, but they are also sure where Finster must be. Suddenly, 2 men appear and ask the Rangers if they are also coming to see the Master. The Rangers are not sure what is going on, but they allow the 2 men to take them to another location so they can find out what is going on. When they arrive at the location, the Rangers can see that there are many people who seem to be waiting for someone, and those same people are surprised by the arrival of the Rangers. At that moment, Zack tells the people that they promised to help them, but Finster interrupts him, saying that his villagers don't need any help because they are already perfect. After this, Finster welcomes the Rangers and tells them that he assumes they are here because of the Promethea pilots. The Rangers ask Finster about where Rita is, but he tells them that he has no idea where she is, and now he has some time to focus on his own art. At that point, the people in that place start to transform into putty patrollers, and apparently this is the art Finster was referring to. The Rangers begin to fight, but quickly realize that there are too many enemies, and they have to find a way to destroy many at the same time, so they decide to unite all the weapons to get the power cannon. This is an epic moment. The Rangers fire this great power and manage to destroy many enemies at the same time. There are a lot of putty patrollers blowing up everywhere, but Finster still has another plan up his sleeve. The 2 men who have been looking for the Rangers are actually 2 monsters in the shape of an armadillo and a boar. These 2 monsters go to join the fight, but Tommy tells Jason that they both need to get into the castle to look for the pilots, and Trini tells them that they can leave since the team can handle the other remaining enemies. Both Rangers manage to enter the castle and quickly find the 2 pilots who were locked in a cell. Despite having found them, the Rangers have doubts as they are afraid that these 2 humans are not real due to the fact that Finster now knows how to create humans. The pilots plead with the Rangers to help them and tell them that they are real. Outside the castle, the Rangers continue in battle, and the boar monster says that he is the best wizard pig ever created. We can also see that this monster is carrying a staff that has a green stone on it, and apparently, that is what gives him power. Inside the castle, Jason and Tommy decide to free the pilots, who confess to the Rangers that Finster tortured them and was studying them to create his art, so because of this, Grace was looking for Finster. The Rangers are surprised to hear this, but at that moment Finster appears with a strange gun and shoots them all. Outside the castle, the wizard monster decides to launch an attack to freeze the Rangers, but Trini manages to deflect it, and the attack is received by the other monster. After this, the Rangers realize that the power comes from the staff, so Kimberly throws an arrow at it to take it away, and Zack shoots it with the power axe. In this way, the Rangers manage to defeat all the enemies outside the castle, but they can't imagine what's inside. Jason and Tommy are trapped along with the pilots in what appears to be a mass that has turned into a hard rock, while Finster begins to show them everything he has been doing. Finster spent a long time trying to create creatures disguised as humans, but since humans are very complex, it became very difficult for him to finish his project. While Finster is talking, Jason tries to reach for his blaster so he can destroy the rock until he succeeds. Jason destroys everything in order to free them, and at that moment the other Rangers also arrive, so Finster has no choice but to surrender. Grace manages to get to that strange place with part of her team, and after thanking the Rangers, she tells them that maybe she can turn that place into a refugee center. Jason then tells Grace that the pilots had said she was looking for Finster, and she clarifies that they weren't looking for Finster exactly, they just had information that a lieutenant of Rita's might still be on Earth, so they started looking. Grace takes advantage of the moment to extend an invitation to the Rangers to be part of their team, since with all the reach she has in the world, she can tip off the Rangers so they can solve other situations like these. Even though this seems like a great offer, Jason decides to turn it down and tells Grace that the Rangers are independent, plus it's not a good idea to include civilians in this. Still, Grace tells him that the invitation will always be open, and after that the Rangers say goodbye. At the command center, the Rangers use a pocket dimension so Alpha and Saba can work on trying to bring Zordon back. In the same place they hold Finster as a prisoner, who tries to persuade Saba and Alpha, but Saba orders him to shut up. Outside the pocket dimension, Jason returns to his guard post, and Zack is concerned about Jason's health. Because of this, he tells the Red Ranger that they should take Grace up on her offer, since he can't keep trying to do everything. Despite this, Jason doesn't want to listen and is still hopeful that Zordon will return, which is why he doesn't want to work with Grace. Zack continues to insist that they should consider Grace's offer, because, if Zordon doesn't return, then all of Promethea's technology will help them find hidden missions like it did with Finster. At that moment, the alarm sounds and both Rangers begin to see on the screen the news about a monster that started as a human and then transformed. With this, the Rangers confirm that there must be more of Finster's creatures, and it will be very difficult to find them since they won't know if they are real humans or disguised monsters.